everyone, and this is a battle with Elly, or also known as I'm That Kind of Girl, and we want to do Monocolor, and I'm green and she's blue. Okay, so I'm like, go Yanmega, and Yanmega's so cute, and then her Azelf is gonna just like throw some rocks at Yanmega, and Yanmega doesn't like that because it can get hurt a lot by them. So I go for a Bug Buzz, and its Focus Sash activates, and I get the speed boost, and then I'm like shwing with air slash, and there goes the Azel. Okay, so now she's gonna send in Luxray, and I was kind of like betting on, or I was hoping that yeah, Hypnosis was gonna miss, but it didn't. Or gosh darn it, was gonna hit, but it didn't. There we go. And so she's gonna use Thunderbolt. My Focus Sash is gonna activate, and then I'm going to Hypnosis again and put asleep that Luxray and go for a Bug Buzz, and it's gonna do like a huge like chunk of damage, like pretty much man, Luxray's like sleeping, and Yanmega's like knee next to it, and like so it gets a special defense drop, and this poor Luxray. So I go for the air slash just in case she wants to save it for Death Fodder later, and I get damaged on something, but she doesn't. She just stays in. So now she's sending out Suicune, and I go for the Hypnosis again to put it to sleep, because I really can't switch Yanmega out because of Stealth Rocks. So she withdraws and goes into Regice, because he's like, yay about life. I mean, seriously, look at that Regice. He's so happy. And, I can't break Sleep Claws, so I just go for another Bug Buzz to get more damage on it, because it's stabbed and blah. And she's like, finally just like, freaking like, ah! And to like, my Yanmega. She was so happy about that, I'm sure. But I mean, look at that Regice. He's so happy. He's like, please hug me, and he's like jumping in the air. And then I send out my my eco-friendly Bronzong, and I go for a Gyro Ball, and yeah, that does a big chunk. So she goes for a knockoff and knocks my Macho Brace off, and I'm like, no! But I get a chance to set up Stealth Rocks here, and yeah, I have a heat proof one, because no one expects Bronzong to have heat proof. So, yeah, she was just like, I'm gonna go for an Earthquake. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. So I go into Credilli to take the Earthquake, because I really didn't have anything else, and I didn't want to send in another, yeah, I didn't want to send in like two other my Pokemon. This Gliscor poses a huge threat to my team, actually. And so does that Regice, so I need to get them down, like, now. So I go for a Toxic, and, because a Toxic Regice, is pretty bad. And I'm like, alright, so I'm just hoping that I don't know, I'm just gonna go into Bronzong, see what she's gonna do, and so she goes for a, Rest, and I'm like, okay, I can live with that. And, so she goes for Sleep Talk, gets a Thunderbolt, and I'm like, okay, I can do some damage. And then, no, she gets a freaking crit, and I'm like, no, I would have had one turn or two turns to actually do damage to this thing. And I thought she's gonna switch, so I went for an Earthquake, but I should have gone for a Gyro Ball, but I didn't, and she used Sleep Talk, and I was just like, come on, use Rest, but she didn't. She used Ice Beam because that Regice is smart. Yeah. So I go to my Tyranitar, and this thing may have what was I gonna say? I don't know. May have really good special defense, but no defense, so I'm like, Stone Edge. And, unfortunately for her, I get a crit with Stone Edge, and I'm like, oh. And I didn't realize that, I made a Sandstorm team, actually. If you kind of look up my Pokemon, yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyways, so I go for another Stone Edge, and my Tyranitar is not banded or anything. I promise. It's a dragon dancing, Tyranitar. He's just like la la la, dancing with dragons. Yeah, see, Solomons and Tyranitar are gonna dance together, but not really. So she gets the Intimidate off, and her Mence goes for the Earthquake. And that's almost gonna KO Tyranitar, but not really. And I'm like, Stone Edge. And, yeah. Bam. There goes her Mence. And then, Yeah, I'm surprised that Stone Edge hit all of those times with its like 80% accuracy. So, now this is her last Pokemon. I'm like, crud. So, and her Gliscor goes for an Earthquake, and there goes Tyranitar. Tyranitar did good. So, now pretty much the rest of this battle is me trying to take out this stupid Gliscor. Um, but yeah, so my Flygon's Scarfed, and I go for the U-turn because I wanted to see if it had Ice Fang, pretty much taunting it to like use it. But she goes for knockoff, so I'm pretty much guessing that it doesn't have the Ice Fang. I'm betting on it, and then like she shows off that move, and so I'm like, alright, she has one more move. Like, what could it be? So I'm just gonna keep Critterly to be safe. I want to make sure it's not Ice Fang. Because if it is, I'll be screwed. Like, man, royally. So I go for the Recover here. And at this point, because she hasn't used it on Critterly, I'm guessing she doesn't. But I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't want me to know. And, anyways, so, yeah, enjoy the, epic failness of me trying to take down this Gliscor. Yeah. Yeah, I go for a Rock Slide because I missed like the first time and it does like nothing, and I'm like, crud. So, you know, hurt by poison, and then I'm like, okay, and there's her last move. Alright, so she doesn't have Ice Fang. So, after she roosts, I get like a crit, and which is pointless because yeah, it is. I'm going to go into Honeydew because I love Honeydew, and yeah, because I was kind of expecting an Earthquake, which she goes for an Aerial Ace, and Honeydew's gonna take that kind of nicely. But I believe we're going to Roost next next turn. Like, Gliscor, use Roost, and then Honeydew's gonna Roost, and they're both gonna be like roosting on a branch together, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm like, alright, now I'm gonna take this stupid thing down. And yeah, Honeydew is like, oh my gosh, when I first played through my Ruby, and I was on that really long path where it's like rainy and stuff with the Mimic Circle and all that, them people, I ran into a Tropius, and I'm like, oh my god, what is that? So I caught it and named it Honeydew. At the time, I didn't even know Honeydew was like a real fruit. I just liked the sound of it. Maybe I heard it before once in my life, and it just like randomly went boop, popped in my head. But yeah, so, and Honeydew was my first, like, level 100 in, my Ruby. I was so proud. I was like, I love Honeydew. I still do. Tropius is such a cool Pokemon. I mean, it has bananas growing out of its chin. Like, seriously, how is that not awesome? You're just like, Tropius, I want a banana. And it could just, like, you know, you just, like, leans over and then you, like, kind of, like, pull a banana off its neck. But anyways, yeah, that was the battle. It was fun. And, yeah, I hope we can do another one soon. Bye.